terrifying close call in American Fork Canyon, and the whole thing was caught on dash cam.
Well, now I'm driving and I see something. Like, look.
Thanks to the available parallel.
Crashing the windshields and forcing drivers to accelerate harder.
Oh my gosh, go.
It's these shocking creatures that had roads turn into nightmares. Whether they are running on roadsides or bumping into people. Here are the shocking dashcam incidents that will have you clutching your seat in disbelief.
It's been unfolding for months. It's going to continue to unfold.
It started as a quiet drive down Yavatamo's Karagayo Gut Road until headlights revealed a strange figure walking by the roadside, known locally as the Ghost of Tsushima. The figure has terrified travelers for years. Its form flickered briefly before dissolving into the darkness. Some believe it may be a restless spirit, while others claim it's nothing more than just tricks of a haunted road. Few dare to find out. Bigfoot chases car. A heart-pounding encounter unfolded on remote Colorado Road when a massive figure was seen sprinting towards a car. The driver's frantic footage showed the creature's massive frame and powerful strides now claimed to be Bigfoot as it closed in on the vehicle. Luckily, they took a hold of their senses after going into a panic, urging the driver to speed away.
Oh my gosh, go.
Just as quickly it had appeared, it vanished into the dark, leaving everyone shaken and questioning what they had just escaped from.
Oh my gosh, go.
Dashcam Bigfoot.
It's been unfolding for months. It's going to continue to unfold.
An oil field worker was driving through a snowy stretch when he ended up capturing something shocking on his dashcam. A massive, hulking figure standing among the trees. It was the legendary Bigfoot. The dark frame stood out starkly against the white snow and was quite hard to miss. But even more creepy was the way it seemed to merge with the surroundings. I mean, it could have been there before, probably watching the people working at the oil field, but got noticed through a dash cam. The footage spread like wildfire, with many saying it's one of the clearest glimpses of this legendary creature caught on camera.
It's been unfolding for months. It's going to continue to unfold.
Scary roadside encounter. This guy was driving down a desolate road when his headlights revealed a bizarre sight. Something was lying on the side of the road and moving, but what was it exactly? Daring enough to get a closer look, the driver noticed that the creature appeared alien-like as it struggled to move. Looked like it wanted to get, but couldn't quite manage to do so. Now this strange encounter had people wondering whether this was an injured, otherworldly being, or was something far more unsettling lurked in these woods. Unknown gravedigger.
Thanks to the available parallel.
As a group of friends drove down a seemingly quiet road, they spotted something disturbing happening in the ground. A dark figure, hunched over, seemed to be digging into the ground. Turns out, it was a grave. Terrified, the group sped away, but the grave remained. Now the question is, whose grave was this creature digging? And why did it do that in the middle of broad daylight? Sadly, this encounter just left them with more questions than answers.
Like a diamond in the most awarded minivan of the year.
Scary bystander. On May 7th, 2020, a man was driving home from a fishing trip along a remote Pennsylvania road when he captured something eerie on his dash cam. As he passed through the dense forest around Queen Mahoning Reservoir, a figure appeared on the roadside, holding a glowing light in its right hand. Now, locals believed it to be the Lantern Man, a skeletal figure with muddy skin and large, glowing eyes said to haunt the area. Safe to say, this encounter further added fuel to this legend's fire. Roadside fright.
I'm driving.
This man was driving down a quiet, empty road when he got the fright of a lifetime. A ghostly figure of a woman, dressed in all white, with dark hair, made a sudden appearance beside his car as it drove along slowly, and then it vanished from sight. People came up with a bunch of possibilities trying to make sense of it. Some believed it was the spirit of someone who lost their life on this road, while others claimed it to be something else entirely. Terrifying guest. Caught on camera, late at night, a dark creature was seen rushing across this abandoned road. Barely visible except for the brief flash of light from the headlights, the creature's hurried pace and shadowy form seemed to defy all explanation. And so began the crazy theories, ranging from a rare animal to something more inexplicable. Of course, the creature was in such a hurry that the mystery around its identity continues till date. Sneaky Sasquatch. In the quiet pre-dawn hours of May 30th, 2024, a trucker near Sunchild First Reservation in Alberta stumbled on a terrifying sight as he took a turn on a dark, desolate road. The headlights not only illuminated the road, but all of a sudden, an 11-foot-tall beast came into view, hiding amongst the trees. Its gaze seemed to be set on the driver, as if he had been waiting for him all along. And while most of the internet was convinced it was the elusive being we all know as the Sasquatch, Night Runner. A group of friends on a late-night drive found their fun cut short by something terrifying. While cruising past open fields in the dark, they heard rustling that made them slow down. Without warning, a horrifying figure, pale, twisted, and unnaturally fast, emerged from the shadows, charging straight towards their car. Panic set in as they floored the gas, running for dear life, leaving the supposed skinwalker behind. I bet it still haunts them to this day. Mountain Mystery.
Whoa. Jeremy?
Two friends were biking along a rugged trail, enjoying their ride, when something ominous happened to one of them. The second guy turned the camera for a bit, but when he turned it back, his friend had vanished. Poof. Gone without a trace. Only his bike was left lying on the trail. Where had he gone? There was no sign of him anywhere, except for the ton of questions he left behind.
Jeremy!
Creepy intruder.
เอาสั่งบนอีก
Ever thought of coming home to find something straight out of a nightmare in your bedroom? This guy walked into his bedroom and discovered that it had been hijacked by none other than a human-lizard hybrid. With a large head, a tail, and glistening skin, it moved across the bed with purpose, as if it had been waiting for him to come home. And with that twisted and strange face, it looked all the more ominous. It was definitely a sight no one expects to see when walking through their front door.
เอาสั่งบนอีก
Road Stalker. Late one night, on a remote Russian road, a dashcam captured something jaw-dropping, sprinting across the road. Although it was visible for only a few seconds, the figure's massive size was undeniable, and the way it moved in such a hurry to cross the road, not having a single care, it defied all logic. The clip, illuminated by the car's headlights, showed what many believe to be the fabled Bigfoot. Whatever it was, that speed and agility were unlike anything you would see in the wilderness. Ghostly Ride. On a quiet Parisian street, a motorcycle was caught cruising through the highway. Now that's not strange, was it? Only if the bike was moving without a rider. Gliding as if guided by an invisible force, it weaved down the road gently, making others go crazy at what they were seeing. Witnesses swore there was no one in sight. Does that mean it was a mechanical glitch? Or something paranormal was at play here?
45 secondes.
Night Dweller. Late at night, a strange skeletal figure emerges from the shadows and slowly crosses an empty street. Its pale, almost ghostly skin glowed under the streetlights, and its unnervingly thin frame seems far from human. The creature moves with an eerie grace, and its hollow eyes give off a sense of malevolent intent. As it disappears into the night, the question lingers. What exactly was this thing? The unsettling sight of it is enough to make anyone question what could be lurking in the dark. Mysterious Suit Man. A man driving down a quiet road pulled over to stretch his legs, only to spot something chilling in his side mirror. A tall, slender figure slowly was walking towards him. Panic set in as he realized it was the Slender Man. Unfortunately, the video ended there. And what happened to the guy? Well, we got no clue. Headless Night Dweller. A chilling sight stopped this guy in their tracks. Who knew headless night dwellers haunted this part of the road? Clad in just white, this ghostly figure moved with an eerie, disjointed rhythm. Given its long, lanky legs, that was no surprise, and made it if it didn't belong to this world. Something traumatic definitely happened to this guy, but who is brave enough to find out? Red Eyes. Out of nowhere, a red-eyed winged terror appeared before a moving vehicle, with its massive wings flapping ominous. The creature's piercing gaze was locked onto the passengers, sending waves of terror through the car. Its size was unnatural, dwarfing the hood of the vehicle as it just hovered there. Now some believe it was a mythical beast, while others claim to be some sort of a cryptid. But there were a few who believed it might be something even darker. Well, I don't know about you, but I'm definitely not going on that road. Shadow in darkness. Under the dim glow of streetlights, a dark, black figure was spotted in the middle of the road, eerily frozen in the position of prostration. Its stillness was unsettling, as if time had stopped around it. It seemed like it was worshipping, but what exactly? We don't know. Unsure whether to approach it or not, the witness just lingered at a distance, which was a good call, I'm gonna say. A shadowy being, spirit, or a terrifying trick of the night? We may never know now. Creepy Crawler. Fullshire police caught something unreal on their dashcam. A massive creepy crawler walking casually on the road. It looked like it came straight out of a sci-fi movie, with legs stretching far too wide for comfort, and the angle made it all the more gigantic. And creepy doesn't even begin to cover the way it moved closely to the vehicle and the unsuspecting police officer. Too bad the clip stopped right before anyone could see him getting surprised by this creepy crawler. Terrifying shapeshifter. While out delivering goods one night, Pedro's dashcam caught something unsettling. His co-workers had warned him about strange sightings on this part of the road, and seemed like he was about to witness it firsthand. A pale woman sitting by the side of the road. With unnaturally long fingers, she didn't appear human at all. And our guy Pedro here, though terrified, decided not to stop and find out what this creature could be, which I must say was a good call. Mysterious dashcam encounter. A young man in Caçapava, Sao Paulo, shared this strange footage, completely baffled by what he had caught on camera. While waiting at a streetlight one night, he saw something dart across the road, something he couldn't identify. Safe to say, it didn't look human, and didn't resemble any known animal as well, and the speed with which it moved, it disappeared into the darkness, vanishing without a trace. Whether it was an unknown being or some trick of the mind, no one knows. Mysterious shadow. Captured in Chalatenango, El Salvador, on March 29, 2024, this security camera footage shows what seems like an ordinary backyard. That is until something truly bizarre happened. A strange figure with quite an oversized head, along with a tiny body, walked into the yard, and before you could process what you were seeing, it vanished into thin air. Some say it was a glitch. Some believe it could be something far more sinister. Drop down your theories. Let's figure out what it was. Business in the dark. In the middle of the night, a driver was going down a dark, desolate road when he saw a man dressed in a black suit carrying a suitcase late at night. As if that wasn't strange enough, the man quickly ran back to join a group of others. And guess what? All were dressed the same. Now, what sort of business was going around in this part of the world? And that too at night? Pretty sure this eerie sight rattled him as well as made him wonder what he had just witnessed. Midnight appearance. While driving down quite a busy road at night, this driver's dash cam caught something chilling. A ghostly figure appeared on the road, only for a brief second though, but enough to make him swerve. With traffic speeding by, the entity's sudden appearance stunned the driver, unsure if it was a trick of light or something far more sinister at play. Though it lasted only for a couple seconds, it sure did leave everyone with a ton of questions. Guess these ghosts are tired of appearing on empty roads. Teleportation mystery. In this intriguing clip, viewers were left debating whether they had witnessed a real-life teleportation or just a clever trick. As the black van approached, a man suddenly appeared on the side of the vehicle, seemingly materializing out of nowhere. Yep, just like that. Now some believe he jumped from a nearby bridge, while others argued he exited through the van's window. But there were few skeptics who of course suggested the entire thing was fake. Let me know what you think down below. Haunting woman scream. Driving down a quiet country road, a man spotted a woman standing in the middle of the path. She wore a white dress stained with something red and seemed quite distressed. Out of concern, the guy stopped and called out to help. But instead of answering, she unleashed a bone-chilling scream.
Please, mate, you need help.
Startled and scared out of his mind, the guy did the only thing he could then, speeding off and leaving her behind, of course. Now, whether he had escaped danger or had stumbled across something far more sinister, the debate is still going on.
Please, mate, you need help.
Nightcrawler in Outback. An Australian YouTuber named Warmonger had a scary encounter while driving through the dense forests near Rocky Gully. Under the harsh glow of his headlights, a pale, humanoid figure darted across the road, moving unnervingly fast across on all fours, before vanishing into the darkness. Shaken to his bones, the guy described the creature as something otherworldly, perhaps a monster or maybe an alien. Sadly, no one has been able to identify this creature, so speculations are still running wild. Strolling in the unknown. A man was seen strolling on the sidewalk, like any other day. Only it wasn't, because there was a pretty hard-to-miss detail about this guy. It was headless. Yep, the rest of all body parts were accounted for, except for the crucial head, that is. Now, the internet has been divided on this. Some want this to be a mythical being, while others claim it to be a hoax. Truth is still unknown. Walking ghost bag spotted. Now, this footage is just something else. You may have seen humans and animals walking across the roads, but even seen a plastic bag doing just that? While its handles weave eerily in the air, like along with its feet scuttling across the road. The bag sure looked as if it had a life of its own. The movement was so bizarre that it's quite hard not to call it a ghost bag. Real or just a freaky gust of wind? You decide. Creepy Raycon Road. At first glance, this dashcam footage might seem like just another moose, but after closer inspection, things took a creepy turn. From the woods, a pale, faceless creature emerged, crouching low to the ground and stalking an animal. The figure's movements were eerily similar to the infamous rake, a creature known for its pale, featureless face and its tendency to crawl on all fours. They often lurk in the dark, so I'm gonna go ahead and say, you better beware of them. Who knows when and where they might be lurking in the shadows right. Winged creature emerged. While driving through a busy street in Russia, a man's journey took a turn for the worse when the sky began to grow dark around him. But that was not the scary part. Without warning, the ground in front of his car suddenly split open, and out from the depths emerged a massive winged creature. For a few seconds, the dashcam captured the creature, which the internet compared to Muto, the terrifying monster from the Godzilla movies. However, it soon soared into the skies above, leaving only the stunned driver behind. Clown craze. A family's peaceful drive through South Yorkshire took a strange turn one late night when a figure dressed as a clown stepped directly in front of their car. Seemingly harmless at first, the clown just waved at the vehicle, but that was just the start of things taking a chilling twist. As soon as the driver accelerated, the clown sprinted toward the car, only jumping out of the way at the very last moment. This unnerving encounter has been part of the growing clown craze that has been wreaking havoc throughout the nation, where people wear creepy outfits to frighten unsuspecting victims. Road rage.
Dude, like, what are you doing? Oh.
In broad daylight, the driver in front was seen driving recklessly. It was clear something was off, for sure. After following him for a bit, the situation took a drastic turn when he realized the guy was under the influence. As the car drifted across lanes, he couldn't help but yell at the driver to stop, but he didn't. Man was on a roll, not caring that his reckless behavior was endangering lives. It's a reminder of how quickly things can go wrong when people don't take responsibility behind the wheel.
Right, cool call. Yeah, calm down.
Witch on road. Late at night, as this man was driving down a quiet road, he took a turn, but then came face to face with a bizarre sight. There, in the middle of the road, stood a figure. After a few tense seconds, it raised its hands as well as its head, as if performing a prayer or some sort of ritual. The driver froze, of course, not sure what to do next. The clip ended before anything else could happen, so we got no clue as to what that woman really was and what exactly was she up to. Calling out. On February 17, 2024, a driver and their passenger found themselves stuck in traffic behind a few large trucks. While waiting, the passenger noticed something bizarre, a human hand visibly reaching out from a hole at the back of one truck. The hand seemed to be waving desperately, as though the person inside was trying to get attention of the world outside. Given the context, many online speculated that this could be a potential victim of human trafficking. Through the lack of further details, leaves the true outcome of the situation a mystery. Creepy pale figure. While out on a late-night drive, a man named John parked near a field at the end of a lonely road to enjoy some music. What was supposed to be a peaceful evening took a dark turn pretty soon after that. He noticed a pale figure lurking near a tree. As soon as the creature realized its game was up, it retreated back into the field. But John managed to take a photo later describing it as having light-colored skin, dark features, and hauntingly sunken eyes. Some believed it could be the notorious rake known to hunt at night, or maybe could be a skinwalker. Both are known to haunt such places. Creepy man crawling out.
Buddy, how you doing?
A scary moment was captured when a man and his army buddy were out on the outskirts of Browning, Montana, and came across something that quickly turned the situation from ordinary to downright terrifying. A creepy, pale-skinned figure stood behind a few trees and then crawled out from the woods, its movements frightening and unnatural. The two quickly realized that this wasn't something they wanted to mess with, so they got the heck out of there real fast. All they knew was that things got spooky, and they weren't sticking around to find out. Good call, guys. Skinwalker on road. During a cold, snow-covered night, a terrifying creature appeared on the side of the road. The man driving couldn't believe his eyes. There in the blizzard stood a massive wolf-like creature with glowing red eyes. Its large black form stood out against the white snow. Many believe this creature could have been a skinwalker, known for taking the shape of animals and stalking the night. But whatever it was, it left a lingering sense of dread, and the driver wasted no time in speeding away, not daring to look back. Crawling humanoid. captured along a remote dirt track at night. This footage shows a bizarre, creepy figure emerging from the shadows. Upon taking a closer look, the creature was seen crawling across the trail on all fours. Yep, its movements, unnatural and quite disturbing, though the figure appeared humanoid, but with an unsettlingly elongated neck and smooth, hairless gray skin. While some might write this off as a hoax, there was definitely something creepy about its presence, for sure. But whatever it was, it's definitely a sight no one would want to stumble upon in the hush of night. Sasquatch in shadows. Late one night, a driver caught something truly uncanny lurking just beyond the road's edge. Curiosity got the better of him, and he got out to take a better look and froze in his tracks. A dark, hulking figure, much like the notorious Sasquatch he had heard stories about, stood a few steps away from him and then began moving ever so slowly. While some claim it's one of the most alleged videos of this elusive creature till date, there are few skeptics who think otherwise, of course. Alien abduction. A pair of glowing eyes emerged from the darkness, revealing an otherworldly being hiding in the fields. It stared at the group recording it for some time, as if observing him from the shadows, and just as quickly it had appeared, the figure vanished without a trace. The guy was daring enough to look for it, but it was gone, leaving the group stunned and questioning the very fabric of reality. And so this mysterious encounter still remains unexplained.
Hello? What are you doing? Hello?
Clown caught on camera. Back in 2016, during the unsettling clown craze, a homeowner in Texas woke up to find his backyard wide open. Curious, he checked the footage and met with a chilling sight. A man in full clown costume, complete with a mask, had been prowling around his property in the middle of the night. He casually peered into windows, testing the door, basically just finding any way to get inside the house, all while carrying a knife. After failing to break in, the clown eventually walked away. And despite a police report, this incident still remains unsolved, with this haunting footage as the sole reminder. Creepy intruder. In an old college pool changing room, a group of students stumbled across something far from ordinary. At first, it seemed like a person, just a very skinny figure with unnaturally long arms. But then, things got even stranger. When the flashlight beam hit the figure's face, its eyes glowed. Not just reflected light, but glowing with an eerie, unnatural shine that didn't fade even after the flashlight was turned off. Now, humans don't have that reflective tissue like animals do. So what was it? A hoax or something much stranger? Tell us down below. Witchy ritual. During a live stream, YouTuber Caballero Paranormal joined a group of witches for a ritual in a remote location. But things quickly took a turn for the strange. As he dared to venture deeper into the unfamiliar area, he stumbled upon an elderly woman sitting among the bushes in dark clothing. Attempting to engage with her, the situation escalated when she suddenly began throwing stones at him. Whether it was a real supernatural encounter or a hostile one with something far darker, this guy won't be forgetting this anytime soon. That's for sure. Cryptid at door. Now this footage shows an unnerving encounter that defies all explanation. Planning to go out for the day, this man opened his front door only to come face to face with this. A tall creature appeared to be pressed against his door, the grill being the only separation. As the creature started getting aggressive, it wasn't just its bizarre height that stood out, but also its lack of visible legs, ruling out any known animal like a chimp or orangutan. And the raw, eerie movements made it all the more disturbing. That is not something one would want lurking outside their home. Uninvited guest. This man was out on an evening stroll when he captured a creature perched on the roof of a house. While it looked bat-like, the creature was huge. The scene was calm as it moved ever so slowly on the roof. But then, out of nowhere, it took flight, heading straight for the camera. All the guy could do at this point was to forget about recording and run for his life, which he did, obviously. Translucent figure captured. Plagued by eerie noises near his wooded property, this owner took matter into his own hands and set up a trail camera to uncover the source. Legends in the area spoke of skinwalkers haunting the night, but what the camera recorded was far more bizarre. A translucent figure was seen moving near his house. The creature's form seemed to bend the light around it, giving it an almost cloaked or supernatural appearance. The internet had a field day with this footage, cooking up all kinds of theories. Could this be evidence of a cloaked cryptid? Or something otherworldly? You tell us. Ghost caught on camera. This creepy clip reportedly came from a security camera outside a home in the United States, installed after repeated mysterious disruptions. For several nights, the camera powered off without an explanation until this footage surfaced. A faint ghostly figure drifted into view, with its slow, unnatural movements, leaving an unsettling presence. Some claimed it's a genuine apparition, while skeptics point to potential video manipulation. Whatever the case, the story behind this footage added an extra layer of unease to an already creepy mystery. Cryptid encounter. Never in his wildest dreams could this guy have imagined he would spot this creature while driving through the Colombian countryside. A dark, hairy creature slinking along the roadside, its small head and long body moving unnaturally on all fours. Slowly it made its appearance and seemed to have a mind of its own as it continued on its merry way. It was neither like any known animal nor entirely human, which begs the question, what could this possibly be then? And now, let us move on to our subscriber pick of the day. In the dead of night, on an empty, dimly lit road, a car was pursued by a figure unlike anything one would expect to see. A figure seemingly without clothes as well as reason or explanation was seen sprinting at full speed behind this vehicle, his body illuminated only by the faint glow of the streetlights. With unrelenting pace, he charged forward with quite a strong determination. The scene was as puzzling as it was unsettling, leaving those who witnessed the footage with a chilling sense of unease. What drove him to run? Was there something sinister behind this strange chase? Or was it just one of those unexplainable moments that leave you questioning reality itself? You tell us.